Okay, so here we are continuing on this example, and so we're going to start filling out our chart. So notice I told you all the number of days. So we're going to have 6 days for the first cycle, 5 days for the next one, and then we have 7, 4, and last we have 6, because I added up how many days we had so far at 22 on that last date, and then we had to add on the other 6 days to complete the cycle. Okay, so on the first one we started out with an $800 balance. So for 6 days, for 6 days it was $800. So that means that the amount for that period of days is $4,800. We simply multiply that to get what's called the extension. And then for 5 days, notice what happens. There was a $60 credit. So on this one, we're going to take the 800 and subtract $60, so we get 740. So for 5 days, we had a balance of $740. That's a weird looking 7, right? And so you multiply 5 times 740, and that gives us $3,700. Okay, and then, right, that was the 5 days. So now we're right here, and notice is that we have a charge to Sears for $250. So we take our previous balance and we add $250, and now we have a balance of $990. Okay, so for 7 days, our balance is $990. Just multiply the 7 days times 990, and our extension for this one is 6,930. And then what happens next? We have a payment of $20, so we have a credit. So we just take 20 and subtract it from 990. So now we have a balance of 970 for 4 days. So 4 times 970 is going to be $3,880. And then the last thing that happens is we have another charge to Macy's for $200. So we're going to add $200 to 970, and that's $1,170. Right, so 6 times 1170, and that gives us 7,020. Okay, now the last part of this is we're trying to find out what the average daily balance should be, and the customer thought it was $877.67, and so we're going to add these up, right? Total this. I'm going to go over here because I need some space. When you total this, add them all together, you're going to get $26,330. We are going to divide that by 28, and that gives us 940.36. So that's actually what the average daily balance should have been. And what you can check on is that the customer divided the 26,330 by 30 days, and that's where they got 877.67. And so that's the reason for this, right? The 30 days, and then you would just explain that that's what happened. Okay, so that's the rest of that example. You may want to just go through it real slowly and pause and kind of look at everything. And we don't have a lot of examples on this lesson because they're so long. Now this one has a whole bunch of stuff that we have to figure. It is asking us to find the average daily balance, the finance charge, and the due balance after the finance charge. Okay, so it's going to take a bit of time to get through it all. Let's look at this billing cycle. This time it is 30 days. And so between billing, between the dates here, we have 5 days, 6 days, 4 days, 11 days. Now when I add those up, 15 and 11 is 20. I get 26 days. So we're going to have another 4, right? So my total to here is 26, and I'll have 4 more days, right? So we can go ahead and put those on our chart. 6, 4, 11, and 4. I think it's a good idea to kind of figure that out first, and then you can put it on your chart. Okay, and then we're going to work our way through all the calculations. We started out with $1,200. And you guys, as far as putting dollar signs and stuff, that's kind of up to you on how you do that. But we just take that and multiply. So for 5 days, we had a balance of $1,200, and that would give us a total on our extension of $6,000. And then what happens? Okay, so the next thing that happens is we have a payment of $100. So we're going to take the $12,000 and subtract 100. So we get $11,000 for our next amount. And then we multiply that by 6. So we get 6,600 for the extension. And so we're going to take this balance. Now right here, let's go over here again. Now we're to here. We have a charge, so we're going to add 350, which is 1,450. What did I do? I wrote, oh, I see what I did. Okay. Up here I wrote 12,000 and not 1,200. So we need to take that off because that would be real confusing. Okay, so on this, I don't want that extra 0. I'm like, what did I do here? That's too big. Okay. So now we have a balance of 1,450 because we had a charge of 350. Multiply those numbers. So you can see that, you know, the actual calculations are not that bad, but it just takes some time. Next one, we take the 1,450 and what's happening here. So we have a credit of 200, which means we paid some money. So we're down to 1,250 there. So it was a balance of 1,250 for 11 days. Nothing changed in 11 days. And that is 13,750. And then last thing that happens is we have a charge at Walmart. So we're going to add 50 to the 1,250. It's $1,300 for the last part of our billing cycle. And that then is 5,200. Okay. Now we're going to total these, right? We have a total, and I'm going to put that right here. So let's change colors. Our total happens to be 37,350, and we divide that by 30 days to get our average daily balance. So it is $1,245, right? That's our average daily balance. Let me put a circle around that if I can get that in there. Okay. Now we're going to take that $1,245 now and find the finance charge. So the finance charge is going to be 1,245 times, now we haven't talked about this yet. Since it's an 18% APR, we take 18 divided by 12, and it's 1.5% each month. All right, so monthly you're charged 1.5%. So we'll multiply this by 0.015, and then you see that we get $18.68. This is our interest charge. Right, that's how much we're going to be charged for interest for that whole month, right? So the whole month before, we did all this work to come up with this $18.68, and so that was also part of our answer. And then last, we are going to find the new balance, and this includes our finance charge. So the balance at the end of the month was $1,300, but we have to add on the interest. So now we start the month with the next month, right after the billing cycle, and we are going to have $1,318.68. All right. And so we did all of that work to find this. Now, obviously, a credit card company is going to have a way of doing this where they have some automated stuff set up. And of course, right? But you need to understand how this works. Like, what is really happening with my credit card? Well, this is the process, and I feel like it's a really good process to see and to work through and to understand. As always, like on this example, pause wherever you can, work these out on your own, and then come back to the video to check it, and that will help you learn this content. All right, we're finished with this lesson.